Hey everyone, Life Coach Carissa here. I am back with another inspiring message for you this week. As you listen, I want to invite you to share this with someone who might need it. I can remember, because it wasn't that long ago, feeling so alone and helpless in the depths of my struggles. And sometimes one small act, like sharing a message, can make all the difference. So I want to encourage you as you're listening to this, if it doesn't necessarily connect with you, maybe you will think of someone that it could help. And I would be so appreciative if you would share this with them. What we can give is love and kindness to those, and we can do it in such a way to show compassionate support. And I encourage you to look for opportunities to do that. This April, we're in April, I will be diving into emotional resilience and the mental load that we carry because it impacts our health, energy, and our overall well being. We're going to explore the invisible weight of responsibilities, expectations, and the emotional labor that so many women shoulder, and that the kind that leaves us feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and let's be real and honest, sometimes even resentful. So I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're managing an endless to-do list in your mind? Like even when you're sitting still, your brain is running a mile a minute, keeping track of schedules, remembering birthdays, making appointments, planning meals, checking in on everyone around you. And somehow, even with everything you're juggling, there is still this pressure to be able to do more, be more, give more. I want to tell you, if that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Not only did my brain do this during the day, it was racing at night, right? Waking me up at all hours of the night. And once I was awake and that brain was turned on, it was so hard to quiet it down. So, research shows that women disproportionately carry the mental load, not just the physical tasks of managing a household or a career, but the constant thinking about it all. It's like this unpaid, invisible full time job. And the weight of that stress, it doesn't just disappear, it manifests into our bodies in the form of chronic stress, anxiety, and even illness. I talk to my clients about this all the time. What we just sort of carry and suppress will reside in our body's nervous system, and it will shine a light whenever it wants to, in any direction, and kind of sabotage us from how it is we really want to show up. You know, I learned so much of this firsthand when I worked with a functional medicine doctor. I was feeling constantly depleted. And, you know, when we ran the tests, I had brain inflammation. Years of chronic stress had taken a toll on my health. And when my mother, in her late 70s, took the same test, the same results. So different lives, same stress patterns. And that was a huge wake-up call, right? We can start at any time to try to do better, but we have to be patient with ourselves and recognize we have been carrying a load. And it's going to take a little bit of time for us to tell our body, hey, we're doing something a little bit differently now. We're processing emotions a little differently. We're setting healthy boundaries. We're not running ourselves ragged from all ends, right? So, why do we keep carrying this invisible weight? Well, a big reason is conditioning. I talk about this all the time. We've been taught from a young age to be the responsible one, the nurturer, the fixer. We absorb the message that if something needs to get done, it's our job. That if we say no, we're being difficult. That if we rest, we're lazy. And I believed all of that for a very long time. I prided myself on being the one who could handle everything until it started breaking me. I had this complex of like, I'm a superhero, I can do anything. I felt good about that. I wore it like a badge, but it came at a cost. So maybe you've been there too. Maybe you've felt the guilt of setting healthy boundaries. Maybe you've told yourself, it's just easier if I do it myself. Maybe you've minimized your own exhaustion because other people have it worse. But here's the truth. Your exhaustion is valid. Your needs matter. And running yourself into the ground doesn't make you a better mother, partner, business owner, employee, friend. It just makes you burned out. There was this moment when I realized I couldn't keep going the way I had been. I was holding on to so much grief, stress, financial pressure, the constant need to prove myself. And one day I just hit a wall. And I remember thinking, is this it? Is this what life is? Constantly pushing through, constantly carrying more, raising that bar, constantly feeling behind. That was my breaking point. And I knew something had to change. So as I traveled my own journey, I started small. I started asking myself, what do I really need right now? Not what's expected of me, not what I should be doing, but what I need. And then I started setting boundaries. And let me tell you, at first, it was extremely uncomfortable. I felt guilty. I worried people would think I was selfish. I worried that they thought I was changing. But you know what felt worse? The resentment of constantly overgiving and never having anything left for myself. Not to mention, I really wasn't showing up as my true, authentic version of the person I wanted to be. So if you're feeling that weight, here's something you can try. The next time you feel overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, like pause, which I always recommend, like some deep cleansing breaths. The 4-7-8 method I love. It's just so good to reset and ask yourself this. Is this truly mine to carry? Because so often we take on responsibilities that aren't even ours. We absorb other people's stress, especially our kids. We feel responsible for fixing everything. But you are not required to carry the weight of the world. You are allowed to put things down. And here's another shift that helped me, reframing what it means to say no. Saying no does not mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you're not a good mom, a partner, a friend, or an employee. It simply means you're honoring your own limits. That is an act of self-respect. And I think it's an intuition that we need to get back in tune with. We need to build a better partnership with what our internal knowing about our body and our emotions and our mental and physical health is trying to tell us. So when I feel that familiar pressure to try to do it all, I pause and ask myself, what do I really want in this moment? What would allow me to show up as my best self? And that one shift, that pause can often change everything for me. Because when we prioritize our own well-being, we don't just feel better, we actually show up better for all the people that we love. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you today. And again, if this message resonated with you, I want you to hear this. You are not alone. I hear this every day in the clients that I'm working with, right? Our specific situations may vary, but we have a lot of commonalities in how our brain works and the stories and the lies that we tell ourselves that keep us stuck. And I just want you to know you don't have to figure this all out by yourself. And if you love someone that needs to hear this message, please share it with them because we can truly heal together. And lastly, if you're ready for a breakthrough with your emotional and mental blocks, I want to talk to you. I offer customized strategies to move you forward and to build a life you love living just as I have. I didn't think it was possible, but I did. You can do it too. Now you can schedule a complimentary clarity call at lifecoachingwithcarissa.com and you can see if my coaching support, you can get to experience it and see if it's the right fit for you. Because remember, you are worthy. You are valuable. You can start living a life that you love. It's time that you start believing this. All right, I want to thank you for being here today. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next video.